Okay, here's the scoop. We're going right out back, not too far. We got a snowshoe, so that sucks. It's way warmer today. Minus 19 is good. As silly as that sounds, going from minus 27, snowshoeing around, to minus 19 is significantly warmer. Minus 19 is like, I don't know if I even need gloves if I'm moving around. So, either way, I'm kicking it just out back. The wind is just right. I'm gonna set up pretty much where I'm looking down this little creek that's all frozen, and coyotes will be running that back and forth. They're gonna be familiar with it. If there's something in that little chunk of bush, I'm gonna call it up. So I'm gonna set up on the side of a creek. This is the plan anyways, because of the wind. Set up on the side of the creek, do a little rabbit in distress, because when it's this cold out, they need to eat to stay warm. You know, it's just like us. You need food in the belly, so your body goes through a chemical reaction and produces warmth. So coyotes, all that fur that they got on them, they still need some fuel in the furnace, right? So when you're calling in the middle of winter, if it's really cold, you'll have good success calling. Other than like coyote vocals, I'm talking like distress calls where you're what's that word I'm looking for? When you're placating to their urge to feed because they need warmth, distress calls are going to work very good when it's very cold. Let's see what happens. Here's the spot. Got that wide open creek bed. It's not really a river. It's like a little high spot on a creek. Then we got all that. If they're really hungry, they might come. They might come from over there. That's not my primary concern. My primary concern is that bush. That bush right there. This one right here, I'm too close to. I blew them all out of there if they were there. And they know what's up. But we might see some action here. You never know. Okay, we're gonna do this quick. Everything kind of happened like it was supposed to. Where is it? Right on top of my finger. That's 330 meters dropped. That's the longest shot on a coyote to date. That's a legit 330 too. So now I got a little hike with snowshoes. Good thing it's that dry cold, baby. Good thing it's that dry cold. Oh yeah, minus something. We'll check it out. But wow, that was cool. We'll revisit. I gotta go do some work. We're running out of daylight. I'm gonna go recover this thing. I'll give you the rundown. Almost happened like it should have been. Almost happened like it should have. Okay, we'll patch on these snowshoes. We'll get it. All right. Good thing we're dealing with that. Good thing we're dealing with that Saskatchewan dry cold. You know what I'm saying. Boom. What we got? Oh, big old male. Big old Saskatchewan male. So I ranged it from here back 340 meter shot. That's no slouch, boy. 250 at 340. They dead right there. That's pretty cool. Anyway, my hands are freezing. I gotta pull out the old drag back method here. Wild. Okay, so we're back at the truck. And so it's about 1.1K as the crow flies from the truck to the down coyote. My route is about 1.1K from the truck to the coyote. So I did about 2.2 on the snowshoes. The business end of hunting, right? Sucks. And it's cold. My ears are chilly. But we got Jimmy back to the truck, and here's a little teepee poos, right? And they're like worn down flat a little bit, right? So he's seen some action. When it comes to aging animals, it's anyone's guess, right? Like, you can have racked 2-year-old deer and people be, oh, it's a 4-year-old, right? Like, who knows? Who knows how old this guy is? He's seen some action. Fur is just gorgeous on these things out here in Saskatchewan. From what I can tell, ones I've shot, this is number 2. Happened just like it kind of should have happened. So I set up looking at Frozen Creek over, right? And I'm doing my rabbit distress. I'll let out like a 20-second solid, like, I'm dying rabbit, right? Nothing really shows up. Okay, cool, no problem. Chill for like good 7 minutes. You know, I got squirrely again on the rabbit call. Nothing shows up. Okay, no problem. I got some time before sunset. And then I pull out a different rabbit call. Who makes it? I don't know. It's a wooden one. It sounds really nice. Then I blow on that thing. Nothing shows up. Okay, cool, chilling. Then I got my little coyote howler. And you can make like a distressed coyote sound with it, right? So, you know, you like step on your dog's paw and it's like, arr, 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 right? So I let a few of those rip, like, oh, I'm hurt kind of sound. And still nothing. So I'm chilling. Another 5 minutes goes by. Then I just do 2, like, arr, arr. And then sure as anything, see this Jimmy slinking down that Frozen Creek. They use them as a highway, right? Like, if you can get onto a creek, even in the summertime, I've seen coyotes up and down creeks. raccoons up and down creeks. In the wintertime, they like them especially because it's frozen and they can it's just easy work for them to get from one section of bush to the next, and who knows if there's a snack along the way. So he's like 450, maybe even half a K. He's a ways out and he's slinking towards me. I'm like, okay, we got one in the area. We got one. I'm seeing you through the scope. And, you know, he gets to about like 450 or something far away, and he's stopping and he's looking at me. And I'm like, man, I'm not about to take a 450 meter shot. Like, he stopped sitting there looking at me, and it's like, you know, I got it written down how many mils my bullet drop is at that distance. That's a far shot on a coyote. They're little targets, right? So I'm like, I don't know about that. Pull out my rabbit distress again, and I start squeaking on it. And he just knows something's up. He doesn't really like it. He's, what's going on? He gets to about the 340 yard mark and takes a leak, starts kicking it up in the snow, and he gets kind of like up on this hill, and he's looking right at me. So frontal shot is good at distance. It gives you a large margin for error, right? I would much rather take a frontal shot because of like your bullet drop at distance. If you're aiming here and then you end up hitting here or here or here, you got him. Broadside, you got a 7-inch window, 7 by 7 inch little circle to just send in there, you know, like Chris Kyle. I think that's his name. Anyways, I'm not that guy, right? I'm just average Joe running a bolt. So 340, looking right at me, squatting. Pull out the Vortex rangefinder, confirmed range, and sent it. And shooting a CVA Cascade 22-250, chambered in 22-250. Thing just dropped him. He didn't sneeze, like just hit the dirt, and that was a wrap. And got a little exit, kind of high shoulder, whatever. Super cool experience again in Saskatchewan. Coyote number 2. I mean, if I did all that in Ontario, maybe I'd have a couple coyotes, you know, deep in the bush, kind of listening, right? Out here, like nobody's snowshoeing a kilometer and setting up rabbit calling these things. Like, there's not too many people doing that out here. Not too many people live out here, let alone are going to put on snowshoes and walk into the damn woods and do their thing, right? So I'm kind of getting them by surprise, I think, here. We'll see what happens. I've been out 3 times. The first 2 times called up a double. The 3rd time called up a single male. So 4th time's a charm. We'll see.